Hello viewers, welcome to another brand new episode of our English classroom. Here I am Pramod and I'd like to welcome all of you to my channel. In this channel you will get several videos on grammatical topic along with some spoken English material. Also you will get some presentation skill developing videos. So if you are new to my channel, please subscribe that channel and hit the bell icon so that you get all the latest updates. Well, I have started a series on voice change, a very important topic of English grammar. So, accordingly, I am going to give the third video on this topic, but this is lecture 2 because I have designed the lecture in different part. On my first video, I just only discussed about the voice change and the rules of changing voice, and on the second video, you got how to change from indefinite tenses from active to passive, and in this video I am going to share how we can change sentences of different continuous tenses such as present continuous, past continuous or future continuous tenses into passive form. So let's get started. Well, usually there were rules for every single continuous tenses like present continuous, past continuous and future continuous. All these three continuous tenses follows three separate rules, but many students often complain that it's very difficult to remember all those rules and regulations. So for those there is only one rule. So if you can learn, if you can understand, if you can realize this one single rule, then you do not need to remember all those three rules. Okay, so today I'm going to teach you the hacks of remembering only one rule instead of three rules. Well, look at the board. So here I'm going to discuss about present, past and future continuous tenses. So just take a look on the structure. So the structure comes with the active form of the sentence. The active form starts with the subject, and as it's a continuous tense, the basic requirement of a continuous tense is ing verb. We all know that. So all the ing verbs need auxiliary verb as their supporting verb. Okay, without a proper auxiliary verb, it's not possible to produce a continuous tense verb. So whatever the tense is, like present or past or the future, they have respective auxiliary verbs. For example, in present tense we use am or is, are, this type of auxiliary verbs before our ing verb. For past tense we use was or were like auxiliary verbs before our ing form verb. Even in the future tense we use will, be, this pattern before our ing verb. Otherwise an ing form is not taken as a verb. Okay, so whenever you are producing a sentence by using any continuous tense, you are using a ing form of the verb, and just before it you must need an auxiliary verb based on your tense. So here is a list of auxiliary verbs that we use before the ing forms. For present tense or for present continuous, you use am, is, are according to the person and number. For past, you use was, were according to person and number. For future, you use will be. Remember, sometimes we can also use shall be, but the traditional or the most common method of use auxiliary verb in future is will. Okay, so that's why I have written only will be. Now take a look on the passive sentence structure. So usually we all know that in case of a passive sentence, the subject and object, they exchange their positions. So here the subject is in the object place and the object came at the subject position. This exchange is common in every type of passive sentence, whatever the tense is. The second common thing is the use of verb in past participle form. That means V3 verb. It's the most common thing of a passive sentence. Whatever the tense is, which tense you are actually working with, doesn't matter at all. You just keep in your mind that only a past participle verb is required to write your passive sentence. So here it's your past participle verb or V3 form. But the problem is here. The problem is, in case of a continuous tense, we got the verb with ing form. But when we are using the V3 form, where should I use this ing pattern? You cannot eliminate this ing. That means you cannot leave this. You must use this ing part, but not with your main verb. In case you will use a new form of the verb be verb with ing pattern being. So this is the thing that you need to remember whenever you are using a passive sentence having a continuous tense verb. You just need to use a new verb pattern that is called being, and you cannot use your ing form with your main verb. In place, you will use the V3 version of your main verb. So simple trick. Main verb will take its V3 form. Main verb will take its V3 form. And before the main verb, I need a ing form, that is the being form. Being from to be verb be, to be. We all know that there is the verb be verb, be. Of this verb, this is the ing form being. So being. And just before it, the main thing is that whatever continuous tenses you are actually using, like present or past or future, here you just need to put the exact auxiliaries from the list. If you are dealing with the present continuous tense, use am is are based on the subject verb agreement of the object, am is or are, and after that being, and finally verb in V3 form. In case of past, you will replace the auxiliary verb from was or were. In place of future, you will replace the auxiliary verb position with will be. So that is the simple trick. So get back to our structure once again. The basic structure is subject, auxiliary verb, main verb, ing, and object. In case of passive, object, then auxiliary verb according to tense, then being in every continuous tense, and then main verb in V3 form, then by plus subject. That's it. Now let's take a look about some examples. Number 1, Ryan is selling oranges. So it is present continuous tense. This is the indicator of present tense, and ing form is the continuous tense. So is selling belongs to present continuous. Ryan is selling oranges. So what is the passive form? Oranges, it came at the subject position. Ryan, by Ryan, it went to the object position. Now oranges, it's a plural noun. That is why we need to agree with the verb. So I have used are, and it's a present continuous, so I have used are. So according to rules, we need the verb being, and finally the selling got its V3 form, sold. So the answer is oranges are being sold by Ryan. Oranges are being sold by Ryan. Number 2, he was writing a letter. He was writing a letter. So here again, was indicates past tense, and writing ing form indicates continuous tense. So combinedly they are past continuous tense. So again we have shifted the object and subject position. Object came as the subject in the passive sentence, and subject went to the object position. And now remember, the subject over here is he, because it's a pronoun. Pronoun needs its object form according to the criteria. Like we are using he, and it became him. If it is she, then it will become her. If it was I, then it will be me. So according to the pronoun type, you need to use the appropriate object pattern of your pronoun. This problem only comes with pronouns, not with nouns, as we have already seen in the first example. In case of noun, there was no such problems. So we have again used the auxiliary verb was, because it's a singular noun, so was goes with it, and it's a past tense, so it's the was, then being, then written. So according to our structure, the sentence comes like a letter was being written by him. And go for the last example. We will be painting the wall. So it's a future continuous tense. So when it comes to the passive form, it looks like the wall will be being painted by us. So let's get the explanation. We, it became us because the pronoun takes its object form. The wall, it is the subject, the wall. Will is the future continuous tense auxiliary pattern. So will remain the same. Be, it is the future tense auxiliary verb, will be. So it is the same here, will be. But one new form, being, because in passive sentence we use being. After that we use the V3 form in case of any type of continuous tenses. So this is the trick how you can use any continuous tenses for your passive sentence writing process. So I hope this video will help you a lot. Keep watching my channel, and I will provide about present perfect and all the other perfect tenses rules in my next video. Till then, take care and goodbye. Have a nice day.